Hey everyone, Xander here from Excess Gaming Podcast, and this is a tag video from a good buddy of mine, Tom. His YouTube channel is tb46667, and he was asking what were your past influences with video games. Now, first and foremost, I have to agree with him when I say when it comes to present influences. What gets me into video games now is, of course, the YouTube gaming community. I have found so many great video games that maybe I never knew existed or I had never played, that I've watched various YouTube channels and they've talked about it, and it's kind of sparked an interest in some way or form. So I try to read video game magazines when I can find them. I read internet forums or whatever, but my main influence has to be the YouTube gaming community. And if it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't have been introduced to Ease and Fantasy Star and stuff like that, because I didn't know about those when I was growing up. Now I want to do this tag a little differently because I've already mentioned some of my past influences with magazines and whatnot. Magazines was a big thing, or borrowing video games from friends and whatnot. But I want to talk about how video games in the past has influenced my life now. Like, in some way or form, because I've been gaming for a very long time. And just to give you guys an example, I want to talk about Dragon Warrior. Now, what's really funny is I played Dragon Warrior 22 years ago. I was in first grade when I first played this game, and my earliest memory of it was my mom getting it for me because she knew I was really into dragons and knights and wizards, stuff like that. And she saw the cover and it was called Dragon Warrior. She's like, oh, well, he's really going to like this game. Well, the funny thing is I was not a big reader when I was at that age. I didn't really care about books. I didn't care to read. I just wanted to play Nintendo all day. And so, accidentally, she got me a game that not only did I fall in love with, and I was introduced to the whole RPG genre, but also it helped me excel with reading too. So it was kind of, kill two birds with one stone in a non-brutal way. But yeah, I've, played Dragon Warrior. This was my first RPG I played, and it influenced me to play all these RPGs. It's become one of my favorite genres, and I just love the Dragon Warrior series. Now, another game I wanted to talk about also was Street Fighter. Now, this is my favorite version of Street Fighter 2, is the one on the Sega Genesis, just because I like the controller to it. But, I remember playing Street Fighter 2 originally on the Super Nintendo. And my sister, of all people, were the ones that, she was the one that got me into it, because she's about 5 years older than I am, and she was just hanging out with all of her friends, and they were talking about this game called Street Fighter. And at the time I was really into wrestling and action movies, so this game was right up my alley. And I remember she got it for Christmas, and I played it so much more than she did. I mean, she was a teenager, and she was too busy, going to the skating rink and stuff like that, and I would just sit home and play Street Fighter all, weekend. But every once in a while, I would go with her to the skating rink. I give two shits about skating. I still don't know how to really do it that well. But I would go there because they had a Street Fighter arcade cabinet. And I remember the adrenaline rush and the satisfaction of beating my sister's friends on Street Fighter. Being this little kid and just kicking all their asses, and just seeing the look on their faces, because I would totally hustle. I would act like, oh, I'm not that good at it, and I would just like kick their ass. And I could have probably made some money off of it if I was smart enough, but I was only 8 years old at the time. And I know I've already mentioned RPGs, but I have to mention the original Final Fantasy. Now, I had already cut my teeth on Dragon Warrior, and this plays a lot different to Dragon Warrior, and I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed the story, I enjoyed, the music. The music, though, is what influenced me as a musician. I have to say that, playing that game and listening to the Final Fantasy theme and the battle theme, that's what kind of sparked my interest into playing music. And I remember I had like a kiddie keyboard, and I remember sitting there trying to learn to play the victory theme and learning everything by ear, and it's made me become a musician today, and it's given me such a passion for video game music. So I have to say Final Fantasy was a huge past influence, not only with video games, but with anything else in my life, because music is actually a really big part of my life, and it's a huge passion. So anyway guys, that's my video response to tb46667. If you guys have not checked out his channel, definitely check it out. He's got some great footage of video game collecting and action figures. If you're a huge toy fan, he's got some good stuff there too. So, this is what it's all about. This is the video game community in a nutshell. He's got some great communication, and he's done some shout out videos from my channel, and it's definitely helped me out. And guys, just definitely check him out. He's really cool. But anyway, that's my tag response. Tom, I'm so sorry it took me so long to make a response to this. I've just been really busy, but thanks for the likes, guys, and please subscribe. And as always, happy gaming.